All right. Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. Today, we're looking at software security,
Okay.
specifically the roles that people play.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got this document here that sort of outlines the different roles and responsibilities.
Yeah.
So whether you're like, getting ready for some big meeting at a tech company, or you're just like one of our listeners who just likes to know how things work,
Right.
I think this will be a good one for you. So I guess before we get into like the specific roles, like what even is the deal with software security?
Oh, yeah.
Like, why is it such a big thing?
Yeah. It's like, we use software every day.
Right.
Most people don't think about it. It's
Yeah.
just sort of there. But there's a lot going on behind the scenes to keep everything safe. And
Yeah.
we underestimate just how much we rely on software, right?
Yeah.
Everything from like our banking to our healthcare to, transportation, communication.
Yeah.
It's all powered by code.
It's all code.
And so as we, depend more and more on software, the stakes get higher when it comes to security breaches. So that's why you need people who really know their stuff.
I got you. Yeah.
That's why it's such a hot topic right now.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
So this document, it outlines 3 key roles: software security architect, software security champion, and software security evangelist.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's start with the architect.
Okay.
They kind of sound like they're, architecting
Well,
defense. Right, like what exactly do they do?
Right. So the software security architect is think of them as the blueprint designer for security.
Okay.
They define all those security requirements for a piece of software. They figure out where the weaknesses might be. And then they build in defenses right from the start.
I see.
So one of the key things they do is this thing called threat modeling.
Threat modeling.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of it, but I don't actually know.
Okay. So basically they have to think like a hacker.
Oh.
They're like, okay, let's say we're building a banking app. What if someone tries to intercept the data, between the app and the server?
Yeah.
Or what if they try to get in through a back door?
Right.
So by thinking about those threats ahead of time, they can design countermeasures and make the system way more resilient.
So they're thinking ahead, being proactive.
Exactly.
But the thing is with software is that it's always changing.
Right.
There's always new threats.
That's true.
So how does an architect even keep up with that?
Oh, that's a good question. It's one of the hardest things in this whole field. A good architect has to stay updated on all the latest vulnerabilities.
Right.
What are the new attack techniques? They got to be part of the community, go to conferences, read articles.
Yeah.
It's really demanding.
I bet.
You got to have the technical chops, but you also got to be able to think strategically.
Right. Okay. Next up, we've got the software security champion.
Yeah.
This one sounds like it's more about collaboration
Uh-huh.
and making sure that the security practices are actually happening.
Right.
So how do they fit into all of this?
So the champion is kind of like the bridge between the security team
Okay.
and the developers who are building the software.
Gotcha.
If the architect creates the blueprint, the champion makes sure that that blueprint is used correctly. They're like the advocate for security
Okay.
within the development process. They
Yeah.
make sure everyone is using best practices. And they try to build this culture of security within the company.
So they're like the security evangelist, but just within the development team.
Exactly. They're the ones championing the cause and making sure security is not an afterthought. It's part of every step.
Okay, that makes sense. And finally, we've got the software security evangelist.
Yeah.
This role sounds like it's more big picture, like raising awareness, advocating for resources, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
So how do they contribute to a more secure, software ecosystem?
The evangelist is like the voice of security,
Okay.
both inside their own organization and in the wider world. They're promoting the importance of security at every level.
Right.
From the developers to the executives to everyday users like you and me.
Right.
And that could mean giving presentations,
Wow.
writing articles, or even just having conversations to raise awareness about the risks.
So they're trying to change the culture around security,
Yeah.
make it everybody's job, not just the tech teams.
Exactly. Because security isn't just a technical issue.
Yeah.
It's a human issue, too.
Hmm.
And so by, getting everyone talking about it, educating people, encouraging collaboration, they help create a more secure environment for everybody.
So to recap, we've got the architect designing the defenses, the champion implementing and advocating for security,
Right.
and the evangelist spreading awareness and making sure security is top of mind for everybody.
That's it.
3 different roles, but they're all important in their own way.
Absolutely. They're all crucial. And it makes you think, how are these roles going to change in the future?
Right.
Because technology is always evolving, the
Ah,
threats are always changing.
yeah.
So what new skills will they need? What new specializations will we see? What kind of challenges are they going to face? It's
Yeah.
really interesting to think about.
It is. And as we rely more and more on software, the role of these security experts is only going to get bigger, right?
Definitely.
So thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of software security. Hopefully you'll learn something new today and you have a better idea of just how complex this whole field is
Yeah.
and, all the work that goes into keeping our digital lives safe. So now we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on all this? What other roles do you think might emerge as technology keeps changing? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And we'll catch you next time for another deep dive.